This officer was by himself on a routine welfare check. What he didn't know is that he might be talking to a killer. Just past midnight on November 14th, 2022, a Milwaukee police officer responded to a welfare check in a residential neighborhood. The caller was concerned for their 75-year-old neighbor, who lived with 31-year-old Israel Webb II, a man who shared no familial ties. Officers were likely unaware of Israel's criminal history, which included armed robbery, carrying a concealed weapon, theft, and multiple disorderly conduct charges. According to a community briefing, upon arrival, Israel spoke through a window and agreed to let an officer inside.
These cops have to be very brave to just walk blindly into people's homes.
You got an animal or something? Go ahead.
Here, Israel picks up a steel brake rotor on his way into the residence.
What, this one? Yeah. Okay.
Why do you have that in your hand?
To block the door and swings open. Gotcha.
According to the community briefing, this is the only entrance and exit in the home. The rotor likely weighs around 20 pounds, more than enough to prevent anybody from quickly leaving or entering the room.
You want to just knock on the door for me?
No. Make him go in first. It's dark in there.
Hey, Dorothy! Where's your bed at? There. After you. You got any lights here? Yeah.
After you.
Oh. Hey, you just go in there for me? Yeah, no. What do you mean? She's right here. Oh. She's right here?
So why did you open that door?
Is she sleeping?
Yes.
Okay. How long has she been sleeping for?
Since 6.
What's the bag for?
She wets the bed.
She wets the bed? Why you gotta cover it like that?
Because of your rain, well, I open the window and stuff.
Okay, you pull the cover back for me?
Dorothy?
Why is she covered up like that, her face?
She's sleeping.
Alright, just step back for me. Is it Dorothy? Miss Dorothy?
Miss Dorothy is dead.
Dorothy. Why don't you got flowers and stuff on her like that? Okay, step back. Step back.
She's dead, sir.
What do you mean she's dead?
She's dead. I was going to call her relatives in the morning.
Okay. Put your hands up.
The phone's on the room.
Put your hands up.
All right.
Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. 5446. Y'all give another squad to my location and the supervisor. Put your hands behind your back.
Why is it blurry? Is it just me?
You don't got any weapons or anything, like that. Turn around. Don't even look at me. Hands behind your back. You're looking at me. Don't do that. Why you look? No, you're not gonna get shot, but you looking at me like that is kind of making me nervous.
Okay.
Stop looking at me. Don't do that. I'm telling you. Stop looking at me. You're gonna get tased. You hear me? Just letting you know. Don't do that. Alright? I got a taser right now.
Okay.
Just letting you know.
Okay.
Alright?
Please.
Alright?
In the face.
No.
Please in the face.
No.
Her relatives. Call her relatives. Call her relatives, please.
Did he say shoot me in the face?
Don't. Make that other squad 1017, please.
Please. Thanks.
15372, but you also responded. 1017, 5372.
No.
Come work.
Don't move. Just don't move. Put your hands up. Because you're doing too much moving and you're making me nervous.
Concourse 60, Seagull for left.
Make him walk
Just don't move.
outside.
Temple.
This is like a horror house.
3-4, Seagull for left.
On the ground.
Yeah, on the ground.
Temple.
On your stomach.
On the ground. On your stomach. No, on your stomach. Sir, on your stomach. Okay. You're doing too much.
Okay, don't take it.
No, you're going to get to this.
Okay, I'm down.
Put your hands behind your back. Now. Hands behind your back. Behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
You're giving people
Put your
too
hand
many
right back.
chances. Too many chances.
Put your other hand behind your back.
What was the address again?
Your other hand behind your back. Stop
Just-
resisting.
I'm not resisting.
Put your hand behind your back. Your other hand. Yep, put it behind your back. Don't move. What you gonna do?
I knew it.
Stop resisting! Stop! 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 Stop!
According to a community briefing, the officer attempted to handcuff Israel but secured only one wrist before a struggle began. At this time, the officer pressed the emergency button on his radio, signaling for immediate backup. During the altercation, Israel allegedly used this 2.5-foot metal pole and attempted to grab the officer's firearm.
Stop! Stop! Stop!
You got it.
Give me another squad here now! Sir!
Right in the face.
Stop!
Right in the face.
You will be shot!
Right,
Stop!
right in the face. Please, right in the face.
Stop!
Okay.
Drop the ball!
Right in the face.
Okay, let's stop right there. Because clearly, whenever somebody has done something like what he's done, and he already knows that he's going to be caught for it, and he's going to have to pay the price for murder, right? This is the reason why you see so many cases where people do murder-suicides, is because he's trying to entice the officer to shoot him. He wants him to shoot him so that he won't have to pay the price. I'm very interested to see how this is going to turn out. Let's see.
Drop the pole!
Please, right in the face.
Drop the pole!
Right in the face. Come on. Right in the face.
Drop the pole!
Right in the face.
Drop!
Do it in the Come on, right in
Sir.
the face. Please, right in the face. Right
Drop
in
the
face.
pole!
Right in the face.
Right in the face, come on. Now I'm gonna have to shoot
Right in
you.
the face.
He really
Come
doesn't
on.
want to shoot
Do
him.
it, please. Come on, you don't know what I see. Do it.
Sir,
Do it.
drop the
Do
pole.
it. You don't know what I see. Do it.
Sir,
Right in the fucking face,
Drop
man.
the pole.
Right in the face. Come on. Come on.
drop the
Come
pole.
on. Right in the face, man. Please.
Drop
Right in the face.
on the ground now.
Right in the face. Come on.
On the ground.
Make it quick.
On the ground.
Please make it quick. Okay. Don't tag me.
Drop it. Drop it. Now.
Right in the face.
Drop it.
Right in the face.
Drop it.
Right in the face.
Drop it.
Right in the face. Come on.
Don't sound like it did anything.
Drop
Right in the face.
the weight now.
Right in the face.
Drop the weight.
Right in the face.
Drop the weight.
Right in the face.
Drop the weight.
Responding officers attempted a rear entry to the building, but ultimately had to kick down the door to assist.
Subject is at gunpoint. I'm in the squad.
Right in the face. Come on.
We are on the road.
Don't take me, man. Don't take me, man.
What? Drop the weight. He said, do it.
Get me. Get me.
Give me your hand. Check that room. I got it.
Someone get medical now. Call for medical.
According to a community briefing, despite being tased, Israel threw the brake rotor at the officer, prompting the officer to fire his handgun. This photo shows the damage caused by the rotor, which was allegedly just inches from hitting the officer. Israel allegedly continued to resist other officers, but was eventually taken into custody. Emergency medical services were immediately sent for Israel, and he survived the injuries. The 24-year-old officer was treated and released after minor injuries. The officer had 4 years of service at the time. A medical examiner was called to assess the 75-year-old woman, who had no signs of trauma. It was later determined she died from lung cancer, though the exact time of death remains unclear. An investigation was opened to determine if the use of force was justified after the officer-involved shooting incident took place. During this investigation, the officer was placed on administrative leave.
Wait a minute. I'm so confused here. So the woman that was deceased on the couch died from lung cancer. So what is it that prompted this whole thing in the first place? I'm so confused. This right here makes you truly wonder, like, what is it that people are going through mentally? Because it clearly said here, he showed that he wanted to die. It was proven that she did not pass because of anything that someone had done to her. She had lung cancer. I'm really confused as to what would have made him want to take it this far. Was it because of grief? And a lot of times for some people, depending on how their life is set up, what they've been through, trauma, maybe that was his, did they say it was his mother or grandmother? If so, that might have been the only family he had left. Maybe he's alone. And he tried to maybe hold on to her being there for as long as he could, until he couldn't anymore. And so maybe, and this is just allegedly, I'm just talking, but maybe he didn't want to be alone and wanted to go with her. This is an interesting case, although short, but interesting.
Use of force was justified after the officer-involved shooting incident took place. During this investigation, the officer was placed on administrative leave. On December 5th, 2022, roughly 3 weeks after the shooting, the Milwaukee County District Attorney found the use of force was justified. The officer will face no charges regarding this incident. For this incident, Israel was charged with 1 count of battery of a law enforcement officer, 1 count of resisting an officer, and 2 counts of bail jumping, which was linked to a $2,500 signature bond for prior disorderly conduct charges, according to news sources. In February 2023, the court determined he was incompetent to make decisions related to his case and assist with his defense. However, the court deemed he was a likely candidate to regain competency in his case. He was forced to participate in 62 days of competency restoration treatment, credited as jail time if sentenced. In May 2023, he remained incompetent, leading to extended treatment. By late July 2023, the court declared him competent and set a $5,000 cash bond. In August 2023, he pled not guilty and posted the $5,000 cash bond in September after 10 months in custody. Though the case was prepared for trial, in February 2024, 15 months after the incident, the state dismissed all charges and refunded his bail. However, in March 2024, he was recharged for the same incident with 1 count of attempting to disarm a peace officer, 1 count of resisting or obstructing an officer, and 1 count of bail jumping.
Hold on. How can you have the charges dropped, get refunded for your bail, and then get the charges again and have another $5,000 bond? Any attorneys, judges, any of that can explain, please leave that in the comments.
$5,000 signature bond was set in April 2024, and in June, he pled not guilty once again. At the time of posting this video, the case remains pending. Additionally, Israel currently faces separate, unrelated charges for stalking and violating a restraining order in relation to domestic abuse, along with felony bail jumping.
Now, when police receive calls for a check on their well-being, it's often a very delicate situation. And though we do use compassion, we also have to respond with caution, because as usual, police enter these situations knowing very little. And I've responded to many welfare check calls, and most times the person was either asleep or not home. But on that rare occasion, unfortunately, the end result wasn't always a happy ending. So today we're in Milwaukee and we have a concerned neighbor calling 911 so police can do a welfare check to check on a 75-year-old woman who lives with a 31-year-old man who isn't a family member. Now, this is an immediate cause for concern for me, because when you have a random person living with someone who isn't related to them, it could be just me, but this is
So it's not a family member. And so more than likely, my idea of what could have been happening definitely wasn't the case. So
extremely suspect because many people like to take advantage of the elderly. We do see it a lot. And then we learned that the male living with this woman has an extensive criminal history, which is never good. So my question is, how did this male even end up living here? But the male actually opened the door for the officer and everything appeared okay for the moment until the male picked up the 20-pound brake rotor and then placed it in front of the door, blocking the exit of the apartment. And his explanation was because the door swings open. And just as a side note, in the academy, officers are usually trained to never allow your exit to be obstructed because you may have to make a quick exit. But at this point, as I'm watching this, the hairs on the back of my neck started to stand up because the male first states that Dorothy is on the bed. But once the light came on, the male states that Dorothy was right next to the officer the entire time. But here's the thing, Dorothy isn't alive anymore. And the male apparently knew that during this entire interaction because that's exactly what he whispered to this officer. Now, if you guys are paying attention, this guy gives away multiple signs that he wasn't going to go quiet. Now, the first one is he didn't turn all the way around when the officer gave him an order. And the second, he keeps watching the officer. And the last, he actually pulls away when the officer initially tries to cuff him. And these are all warning signs, and I cannot stress how dangerous this is because the officer is in this apartment with the door closed with a mentally unstable male. And that quick, as the officer tries to cuff him, the officer's in a fight because all we hear is the officer yelling to stop resisting because the body cam is falling off, and this interaction just got more disturbing as it progressed. Now, this officer had to yell to stop to this male over 11 times and drop the weight numerous times, and then still had to fire his weapon. But thankfully, this officer was not hurt, and his backup showed up right on time. However, this male is extremely dangerous, and although the deceased had no trauma, in my opinion, he should not have been living there. But lastly, this is just another example of how a simple check on a well-being call can turn into a fight for survival. But this officer did great, and he didn't receive any charges for his actions. So it's definitely a win in my book. So I have, guys. Remember to be safe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
So that was definitely short, but very, very interesting take. I think that analyzing this particular footage, I'm very skeptical of people in general. The moment that he went into that apartment and then he allowed him to close the door behind him, and then he tried to get him to go into a bedroom with the light off, it was very obvious that he had other plans for that officer, considering Dorothy was laying right there on the couch. Definitely, we need to make sure we have the discernment that is necessary before we go into situations like this, because even though you have a weapon that is on you as an officer, it is very dangerous because there are many that do not respect authority. Please leave your comments, and I'll see you in the next one.